So this is how I mix Veletri. Veletri comes in little vials. And this is 1.5 milligrams. It's a powder. And we dilute it with sodium chloride. We mix 5 of these vials into 100 milliliters of the sodium chloride. So now I'm going to unbox all of them first. Okay, now this is a bag access spike. We'll remove this from the package and we'll put it in the sodium chloride water. We won't fully remove it from the package. This is how we handle it. We'll pull the top off. Pinch that inside. Pull the cap off of that one. Insert it into the bag. Push it in there. It's nice and snug. There you go. And that's now we'll take the tops off the vials. Sanitize your hands. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alcohol prep pads. Pull these out of the package and set them on top of the vials. We'll do this to all 5 of them. We'll sanitize these real quick. Rub on. Make sure they're dry before you put these on there. Pull them out with the package still on. Pull them out like that. We'll put them on the top. Push them through that way to look like that. And that's one. We'll do that to the other 4. I like to sanitize these before I open up the bag spikes. That gives the alcohol that is left on here time to evaporate. That way you just put the spike on. Bam. That's that. And now we'll put the prep pads on top of these spikes. Basically the same way we did with the vials. Now what we do is get 2 of these 50 milliliter slip syringes. Pull the backing off. Now, make sure it's pressed all the way in. We'll connect it to the bag spike. And we'll pull 50 milliliters out. We'll go past 50 milliliters. That way we can get all the air out. I'm going to work these in and out a couple different times. That way they're a little easier to work when we're getting the water out of the bag and hooking them up. Push all the air back in that bag. Make sure you got 50 mLs. Disconnect it. Grab your first vial. Sanitize it real good. Connect the two. Sometimes they're pretty snug. Push a little bit of water in there. That way it'll dissolve the powder that's inside the vial. And we'll do the same thing to the second one. So we have this is where we use these as a little tray just to set them in. That way it's not going all over the table or you want to make sure all the powder has been diluted into the water. You want to oscillate it around as gently as possible. You want to eliminate all the bubbles as you can. Now we'll pull the liquid out of the vial. Disconnect that vial. Discard it. Make sure all the air is out of it, out of the syringe. The third vial. Sanitize it. Connect the syringe to the vial. A little bit of water. Now we'll set this one down and get the other syringe that's already been set in. Put it this way. Okay, that'll be a mix for one cassette. That's 100 mLs. It'll last 24 hours. Now that I got all the Veletri diluted in these vials and into the syringes, I get to put all contents of these into this. Check it out. Show you how I do it. Cassette holder. Cassette. Cassette tubing lid. Or cap. Whatever you want to call it. Now, verify all the Veletri powder is diluted. All looks good. Now let's pull all the liquid out of this vial. Get all the air out. Slide the clamp down. Take the cap off. Attach the syringe to the tubing. Now push all the contents in the syringe into the cassette. Clamp. Just like that. Now we'll leave the syringe on there until we get the next syringe ready to go. These are and very little. Now We'll disconnect it from the tubing. Connect the next one. Unclamp. Push the contents out of this syringe into the vial, or into the cassette. Now, there's a big bubble in there. We'll use that big bubble to get all the little bubbles out. So the little bladder inside this cassette doesn't have many wrinkles in it. Sometimes they get really bad, but this one's pretty good. It'll be halfway easy. So now we'll use the syringe to pull out all the air. So we'll unclamp. See, it'll push it most of the way out itself with all the pressure, but we still have to assist it to pull out the rest of it. Now we'll clamp it. Now we'll hold this syringe in one hand, the palm of your hand. We'll hit the cassette on the palm of my hand to see if there's any more bubbles trapped inside any of the wrinkles, which I can already see there is. So the side with all the wrinkles we want down. So that way when we hit it on our hand, all the bubbles will come up to the side with no wrinkles. So now we'll set the cassette down, push the air back in there, clamp it, and use that air bubble to get the rest of the bubbles out. There. And we'll set the cassette to the side where the tubing comes out. So it comes out, then it goes along the top of it on the outside, then that's where it comes out and connects to your syringe. So we'll put this side as a high side. That way all the air will come up there. Unclamp. Help it along a little bit. There. Got it. And that's what it takes to mix one cassette. And this cassette lasts 24 hours. So when this is connected to my wife's pump, every minute it will cycle. And it will give her 0.05 mLs of medication into her blood system. And that's what dilates the vessels and veins inside of her lungs to help her breathe, help the blood circulate, get all that great oxygen flowing through her body. Amazing stuff. Just think having to mix this every week. One cassette per day. You think you could do it? Thank you for watching. Until next time on Fighting to Breathe.